Well, as you know, the debate is raging in Nigeria about the threat to impeach President Buhari over his handling of the security crisis in the country, something that's had incendiary consequences for Nigerians. Political rivals in the National Assembly and beyond are currently engaged in a bitter wrangle over what to do next and whether initiating impeachment moves and presenting formal charges against President Buhari is the way to go. The presidency, though, has been fighting back, dismissing the senators who made the threat as the minority of minorities, insisting that they are wasting the time of Nigerians and asserting that the minority may have its say, but the majority will have its way. But are the president's aides being overconfident? Are there members of the National Assembly in the ruling APC party who may be vulnerable to, for instance, concerns about re-election in 2023 and may be prepared to take sides against the president? Well, for more on this, I'm joined now in the studio by one of the leaders of the Tinubu support organization, Chief George Abakahi, who is a member of the ruling APC party, and PDP lawmaker from Amuwon Odofin in Lagos area. His name is Ogene Emma Ego, PDP member of the House of Reps, and as I said, he's representing Lagos State. Thank you very much indeed, gentlemen, for coming in. And let me start with you. What's your reaction, first of all, to the Senate Minority Caucus giving President Buhari an ultimatum and effectively throwing the gauntlet down with the threat of impeachment?
Well, I saw it coming, and I'm sure that all Nigerians saw it coming. Because if a nation as big as Nigeria is being held under siege by bandits or whatever you call them, there's bound to be a reaction. Members of the House of Rep, members of the Senate were elected by the people, and their duty is to protect the interests of the people. Don't forget that one of the major articles of the Constitution, first major article of the Constitution, is protection of lives and property. As it is, lives are not being protected. Whether you are a PDP, you are APC, you are a Labour, whatever party you are, the truth is that life is not being protected. Everybody's captive. You can hardly move. If an advanced party of the president to his hometown can be attacked by the bandits, if the bandits can come into the heart of Abuja to attack the prison, if they can come to attempt to attack children in the law school, and with soldiers from the Brigade of Guards, who of course are expected to be well trained, going to see, give protection, and we understand the captain and the lieutenant were killed. I mean, it's all over in the news media.
Okay.
Then you know that people are about to revolt and about to act. If those minority senators have not acted the way they did, then Nigeria will be asking, are there representatives?
Right. I'm going to come back to you in a minute because I want to get a sense of what the arithmetic is like in the National Assembly and whether all this can actually be pulled off. But let me come to you, Chief Abakahi. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. You are listening to him. Yes. You're a member of the APC. You're part of the Tinubu support organization. What do you make of what he said?
Thank you very much for having me. I think any initiation of articles of impeachment at this time in respect of the security issues we are having in the country is a step in the wrong direction. All Nigerians will believe with me that the insecurity problem we are having in this country didn't just emanate from the current administration. Some of the insecurity issues were inherited from the Goodluck administration when the Buhari administration took over in 2015. But the issue is this: for the minority members of the National Assembly to just start talking about impeachment instead of looking for a way to join the president and the ruling party, in looking for ways to resolving the security issues in the country. I think is really...
Well, they're saying that everything that this has been going on for a very long time, and it's just getting worse. I mean, it doesn't hold any water any longer for you to pass the buck to the Jonathan administration. I mean, you've been in power for almost 8 years. So you can't keep talking about what you inherited. One of the things that your party kept saying is that, look where we were when we came in. Look what we've done to improve security. Abuja is safe. So many other places are safe. And yet the situation now is that clearly the security crisis is worse than it was in 2015.
Well, the insecurity situation has gotten bad. That is quite understandable.
I mean, if you don't concede the fact that there is a bigger security problem, then you can't solve the problem, can you?
No. That's understandable that the security situation in the country is getting bad. But the president is also doing his best in trying to tackle this insecurity in the country. Nigeria is a huge country, and insecurity issues is not something that would become a political tool, as the minority members in the National Assembly is trying to do. They are trying to make, they are in fact trying to thwart, the outcome of an election where President Buhari won, pretty well in 2 occasions. That's exactly what they are trying to do.
Okay.
And they know fully well that they don't have the votes to even impeach the president.
Well, I think there are 2 issues here. One is the arithmetic of the National Assembly, whether they actually have the votes. The other one is the moral imperative to do what is right, which is to say that we're going to have to call out the president for the way he's handled insecurity on behalf of the Nigerian people. But please stay with us. Let me take you now to Kola Ologbondiyan, who is the former spokesman of the PDP and is a member of the National Executive Committee of the party. Kola is far away from us, but through the magic of technology, he's able to join us. Thank you very much indeed. I'm wondering whether you've heard the conversation so far and what your thoughts are on what President Buhari should do now. Is there anything that he can do to move this issue of the threat of impeachment away, or is it a bit too late now?
Well, thank you very much, Charles Anagolu, for this opportunity. But let me first express my disappointment in the gentleman beside you, Agbaraka, I hope I got his name right, who rather than face the reality of our country today is busy engaging in blame games that they have done since 2015 till date. The basic way of facing the reality is if the National Assembly members believe that they have reached the end of their contribution and the only solution left to them is to ask Mr. President to vacate office. I do not see anything that is wrong with that. And I say this with every honesty of purpose as it concerns our nation today. Charles, is Mr. Agbaraka aware that bandits are threatening the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria? Is he also aware that they have also threatened to abduct the governor of Kaduna State, Malam El-Rufai? Rather than listening to El-Rufai telling Nigerians that, oh, Mr. President was not even aware until I went and told him. I think the basic thing that they owe Nigerians today, and this is inclusive of Mr. President and El-Rufai, is to tell Nigerians, how did we get here? Who played what roles? This is not the issue of the issue of politicizing the issue of insecurity. We have listened to that for more than 5 years. Ahead of the 2019 election, Governor El-Rufai did say that any foreigner that comes to the country to monitor election will go back in his body bag. What moral platform was he standing on when he made that comment? It will be very, very, very unfortunate for us as a nation if we do not interrogate the issues that have brought us to this level. And all we keep saying is we listen to APC, coming to say, oh, there was insecurity in 2014. Mr. Agbaraka should be aware, and he needs to know, if he's not aware, that even in that 2014, 2015 he was talking about, that insecurity had been fought to the fringes of the Northeast. And the records are there. So how did we get to where we are today? Right. I think the APC should go inwards, and I must commend the efforts of the opposition senators who have been backed already by the opposition in the House of Rep. And we must, like Senator Smart did say, it's not about the opposition party alone. It's about Nigeria. And so there are APC members that are involved too. So Agbaraka cannot come and sit down here and tell Nigerians that it was 2014 or 2015 issue. We are contending with the worst insecurity situation in our country today. And that is the fact.
Okay, Kola Ologbondiyan, stay with us. I have to say that this doesn't appear to be entirely fair, because Chief Abakahi is on his own. He's a member of the APC, and you've got Kola Ologbondiyan, who's a member of the National Executive Committee of the PDP, and you've also got Ogene Igo, who is a serving member of the House of Representatives. He's also from the PDP. So let's just make it clear that it's not entirely balanced, but nevertheless, we trust that Chief Abakahi has the capacity to put his positions out as robustly and as volubly as he possibly can. Let me come to you, Mr. Ogene Igo. You're a member of the House of Representatives. Looking at the National Assembly, and this is what it really boils down to, isn't it? Is it all down to the arithmetic of minority versus majority as to whether impeachment proceedings can be initiated?
Yeah, let me say that on this issue, the party lines are blurred, because everybody is suffering the issue. For instance, if you are from Kaduna State and you are APC, you are scared to go by road. You cannot go by plane. You cannot go by rail. How do you get to your constituency?
Yes, but I have to say this, though. Sorry to interrupt you, but just the fact that everybody is a victim of insecurity doesn't mean that they agree that the solution is to impeach the president.
Yes. What I'm saying is that many members, including the APC members, share the sentiment of those senators who came up to say the president needs to go for the issue to be solved. Because it does not appear as if the president is taking the issue as serious as it is. A nation is under siege. Bandits are threatening Mr. President. They are threatening a serving governor. And then everybody is sitting down. President is not making any broadcast. He's not talking about it. It's getting worse every day. People are worried. What is the president doing about this? It's moving from state to state. We are no more talking about Northeast. The Northwest is a gulf. Even the president's state is a gulf. Everywhere is a gulf. Niger State is a gulf. Now Abuja is getting a gulf. Under circumstances, I'm not sure that anybody will say I'm a PDP or I'm APC. This is a general thinking of members of the Senate and in the House. Of course, there'll be a few fanatical members in the APC who say, it's our president, you cannot impeach him, you cannot do that. But the fact remains that what is happening now can threaten the existence of Nigeria. And so, those senators acted rightly by letting Nigeria know that, look, right here in Abuja, in the seat of power, in the National Assembly, there are people who care about the problem that is happening. There are people who care about the lives of Nigeria. There are people who are saying, since the Constitution talks about protection of lives and property, we care about the Constitution.
Right, so it's your sense then that it is possible, possibly probable, that a lot of people who are not members of the PDP and who are in the APC might join the PDP in this move.
Of course, several of them, you see they're complaining. And a lot of them have conscience. A lot of them have conscience. I can assure you that if a vote is taken, the party line will be blurred.
Right.
It is not going to be oh, PDP is this,
Right.
or APC is this.
Well, we'll have to wait and see.
Everybody's
But let me
here.
bring you in, Chief George Abakahi. Thank you for being patient and listening to the two sides going against you there and your party. I mean, you are a member of one of the leaders, in fact, of the Buhari, I mean, of the Tinubu support organization. You're a member of the APC. What's the thinking inside that Tinubu's organization, the sort of the inner circle? I mean, what are the thoughts of the people there about what is going on? Because, I mean, you know, they're looking to the future, aren't they? Are they going to associate themselves robustly with the Buhari regime, with all that's going on, or are they going to move away from that regime as they prepare to go into the campaign season?
Well, I think it's important to note that election is about the future. We have 4 major candidates that are running for the presidency of this great country. In the person of Abubakar Atiku of PDP, we have Peter Obi of Labour Party, and we have Kwankwaso of New Nigerian People's Party, you know, as well as Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu of APC. The administration is almost, President Buhari is almost finishing his term. So what this election is all about is about the future of this country. Of all these 4 individuals I have mentioned, who has, you know, the capacity, who has the tenacity, who has the courage, who has the boldness to tackle the security challenges in this country. That is what we are talking about, and that's what this election is all about. And without missing word, it is quite clear that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the person that has that capacity to tackle these security challenges in this country. You know, the election is just 6-7 months away, you know, and look at the track record of accomplishment of these individuals I have mentioned. It is quite clear to most Nigerians that
Right.
Tinubu is the person to beat in this upcoming election.
Let me go to, we're virtually out of time. Let me go to you, Kola Ologbondiyan. What about the general Nigerian public? And as briefly as you can in answering this question, do you think they'd like to see President Buhari impeached?
Well, you know, the impeachment process has its way as guaranteed in the Constitution of the 1999 Constitution of the Republic of Nigeria. And those who have the power of impeachment are those who are clamoring now as we speak that Mr. President has to go. And basically, if a president, any party, or any government can no longer guarantee the safety of lives and property, such a president, such a government, such a party is unfit to govern. But let me quickly, because I don't know when you stop me, let me quickly respond to Mr. Abakahi, who is claiming that the candidate of APC, Tinubu, is the best person to end insecurity. The simple question that the street is going to ask him is that on which pedestal is Tinubu going to be the best candidate that can end insecurity? Does he have experience of governing at the echelon of governance? Has he been in the power, in the villa? Was he a former president or a former governor or a former vice president? Alhaji Atiku Abubakar is a former vice president of the Republic of Nigeria. And he spent 8 years.
Really sorry, Kola, but your sound has gone. There's a lot of echo there, and I'm afraid we can't continue with that. And in any case, Bola Tinubu, let's be fair, was a governor of one of the arguably the biggest state in Nigeria, and therefore he garnered quite a bit of experience. And we know that governors often go from being governor to being president. But I want to thank all of you very much indeed for joining us. Very spirited discussion. Kola Ologbondiyan and Chief George Abakahi, and of course Ogene Ego. Thank you very much indeed.